get myself together for a minute. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The House of Bridget. Today it's going to be a get ready with me chit chat video. I'm going to be talking about something that, we do not talk about often, and that's sad, and that's grief. I recently lost my mom. It's hard to, you never get over it, but it's just one of those things that you have to learn to take it day by day and kind of live with it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and grief and just how to overcome an obstacle like that. Because it's just, it just makes me want to cry right now talking about it. But I'm going to talk a little bit about it because hopefully things that I am doing will help others. So let's go ahead and get started. You guys don't know, but my mom had always suffered with heart disease. She developed rheumatic fever as a child, and it enlarged her heart. My brows are already done, so I am going to start working on my eyeshadow. In September, we went to the Cleveland Clinic because she was supposed to have her third open heart surgery, and she never got a chance to have that surgery. And the thing about grief that really kind of sucks is that you've been with this person for forever, or even if it was a short period of time. You have memories, you have thoughts, you have all type of feelings and emotions, and all of those things factor into grief. I can't remember what celebrity said this, but he said that grief is all the love that you had for that person, and that love is flowing out. So I kind of look at it like that, guys, that I love my mom so much that all this pain and hurt that I'm going through right now is just a reflection of the love that I had for her, or that I still have for her. But she was supposed to have her third open heart surgery, and like I said, she didn't get a chance to have it. So let me just kind of walk you guys through what happened. We had been at the Cleveland Clinic for almost a month. We stayed in a hotel. My mom was actually in the hospital, and she started out in a regular room, and then she kind of progressed to an ICU room, and so it's kind of difficult to see her. So what we would do is we would go stand outside her window. Of course, it was COVID times, and it was on high alert, and the hospital was not allowing a lot of people to in and out of the hospital. You could only have one visitor, and so my older sister was that one. And so she would go every single day and stay all day, while me and my other sister was running around doing things for my mom. Like, my mom, you guys, my mom was so busy, even in the hospital. She was still doing the Lord's work, which was amazing. Her church was in the process of searching for a pastor, so she was getting all that information together because she was the pastor search committee chair, and she was getting all that information together even on her in her hospital bed. Like, the day that she died, she was working for the Lord. So I find some relief in that. So now I'm just going to apply my foundation. My older sister would go to the hospital, and me and my baby sister, we would just do whatever my mama needed done. So that's getting the pastor search committee folders together, going to not Kinko's, FedEx. Yeah, FedEx Kinko's on the, oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name of that. Case Western college campus. We stayed at the hotel that was kind of adjacent, or really in the middle of the Case Western University, which is a very nice university. But they were the guy at the Kinko's and the FedEx little Kinko's place. He was so happy, and this actually sat in their not bookstore. I don't know what you would call that, but it was like their little meat place, like student union place. I guess that's what you would call it. And so we would go in there and we would make copies. We would have him put together these booklets and all this other stuff. And then, and he would do it. And, he was just so nice, if we needed anything faxed, like our FMLA papers, because we needed FMLA to be off of work. He was just wonderful. And so we were doing all of that while my sister would be at the hospital. Now I'm just going in. The foundation that I used today was the MAC Studio Fix in the NC45. Love this. MAC is my all-time fave, go-to. I also love the NARS. I was using the NARS light reflecting foundation. And I think Cadiz. This is in the shade Cadiz, but today I'm actually using my MAC NC45, my all-time go-to. Now I'm going in with my NARS light reflecting setting powder in the shade Shore. And so my sister was up there, but we had a system going. So my mom was still working, and that evening, my sister said she didn't have a good day because she wasn't sleeping. And so that evening we were up talking to her, and it was like maybe 12 o'clock in the morning. And I was reading scriptures as I did every night, because she couldn't sleep. So we would stay up with her and read scriptures to her all night long, because my mom was a God-fearing woman. And that night she just... she said, "Oh, I think this is going to be a bad night." So I said, "Well, Mom, let me read your favorite scripture." So I started reading that. Then she said, "Oh, my back is hurting." And next thing we know, she was like, "Oh, I feel like I'm about to pass out." And so, the beep buzzer started going out. Now I'm just going in with my MAC burnt. I'm using this as a contour. And so she was like, "I feel like I'm about to pass out." And then next thing we know, the nurses said, "Hey, we're going to call you back. Your mom's blood pressure kind of dropped, so we're going to try to get her see what's going on, run some tests." So after that, like, my sisters was like, "Wait, what?" So we looked at each other and was like, "What's going on?" So then they called us back and they said, "Hey, we need y'all to come up here. And your mom, we've tried to resuscitate her a couple of times, and she came back, and then we lost her again. And so we need you guys to come up here because she's transitioning." That's what they said. So we were on the phone with my aunts at the time, and they actually called on my sister's phone, my baby sister's phone. And so my sister said, "What are you saying?" And I just remember myself saying, "Are you trying to tell me that my mom is dead? Is that what you're trying to tell me?" And my other sister was in the bathroom, and she ran out. And so my aunts were screaming on the phone at this point because we're all close. And we're all close. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to mess up my makeup. So I just remember us getting our clothes on, and it was raining. We were in Cleveland. We was like maybe a mile away from the hospital. It was quicker for us to walk than to wait on a cab. So we sped walked to the hospital. We got there, and we told the security guard that our mom, the doctors called and said our mom was transitioning. The security guard allowed us to go back, all of us to go in. And when we got there, our mom was gone. And the nurses kind of came and talked to us and the doctor, and they told us that do you want to do an autopsy? Do you want to this? Do you want to do that? And we just got in there and we sat. So I say that to say, I relived that night. Almost every day of my life. I relive my mom saying, oh, I feel like this is going to be a bad night. I relive my mom saying, I feel like I'm going to pass out. And, for a long time, guys, I was not doing well. I'm going to start my highlight. Get myself together. But I'm going to start my highlight with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Iced Out Highlighter. And I'm just going to highlight my cheekbones here, right here on my forehead, my nose, and continue talking to you guys. Okay, guys, I have gotten myself together, and I've also applied my highlight. Now I'm going in with my bronzing powder. It's the MAC bronzing powder in Refined Gold. So, as I was saying, you know, I relive the night my mom passed away. Every night, every day. It's not an easy thing. I cry a lot in the shower every day, every morning. I cry in the shower because it's another day without her. I wake up and there's another day without her. And so, you know, I have finally gotten to the point where I am going to see a counselor because this is not something that I can, you know, overcome or just get through by myself. I do have the support of my family, my friends. My mom was everything to me. I mean, if you have a good mother or had a good mother like I did, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there was this indescribable bond between my mom, me, and my other two sisters that people would just look at us and say, oh my gosh, that's a beautiful mother-daughter relationship. And, you know, we could go to our mom and talk to our mom about everything. She talked to us about everything. We did things together. Every Christmas, they would come here to Texas to see me. And so all of that was just really a difficult thing to have to navigate through. You know what I mean? And so now all of the firsts have kind of passed. Like, my birthday was the last first Christmas, first Thanksgiving, first Mother's Day, and it was really, really difficult getting through those first. But what I can tell you about grief is grief manifests in so many different ways. And if you are experiencing grief, or you've experienced grief in the past, or we all will experience it at some time, you know, everybody grieves differently, is what I can tell you. And it takes people different amounts of time to get over a loved one. You're never going to get over them, but to not necessarily get back to the way things were, but to get to a place where you can accept the death and know that that person is in a better place. They're not suffering anymore, or they're in a way better place than we are. And or at least I know my mom is. And so I say that to say that that has gave me some solace, some peace, that my mom is in a better place. She's not suffering anymore. No more back pain, no more EKGs, no more echograms, no more open heart surgeries. And when I think about that, I'm not going to even lie to y'all. Even thinking about that, it brings me some peace, but it's still hard. It is hard. It's difficult. It is so difficult. It's the word. It's hard. And so, guys, if you are experiencing grief, please, look at me. I can't talk and put on this eyeshadow. This eyeliner. It's going to be all over the place. I have some stuff to do. Okay. If you have lost someone and you're not doing well, please go talk to somebody. Please. Because I have recently started talking to a therapist. And guys, my therapist has me doing things and thinking about things from a different perspective. And so I shared some things with her about what's going on with me, and she, and in my grief process. And she was blown away, but she also said, I want you to look at it from this perspective. And she would take me on a journey, and she would tell me things, and is it helping? Yeah. It is, but it's like I said, it's a process and it's a journey. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my face with the Ben Nye Final Seal. This is my all-time go-to favorite. And I'm just going to spray my whole face so it sets everything and locks everything in place. This is my go-to look, okay? Because today is Saturday and I am just going to run a few errands and stuff. So I just wanted to, beat my face a little bit. Getting back to my therapist. My therapist has been wonderful, and that's the reason why I would highly encourage you guys to seek out a therapist. Make sure it's somebody that you feel comfortable talking to. You're not going to know that right off the bat, but I found that my therapist, I like the way she kind of eased me into talking. It wasn't, okay, tell me what's wrong with you, and da-da-da-da-da. It wasn't that type of situation. She was like, we just had a little conversation. She asked me about, did I have kids? We kind of talked, and she led me into what my issue was, which is grief. And so I really like that. So you find someone that you feel comfortable talking to, and and so that, that's how I am. Now I'm at the point where I can actually talk about my mom and just, really have a conversation about her death and about how I'm feeling about her death. because there was a time when I couldn't even do that. Like, I was just so heartbroken. I'm just applying just a brown pencil to my lips, lining my lips just a little to apply my lipstick. Y'all know I'm old school, and I still use my Wet n Wild pencil. And now I'm just going to use the MAC see-through, and I put a little bit on my lips. So guys, yeah, you tell me, how do you guys deal with grief? Are you going to counseling? Are you just kind of doing it yourself, like, you know, kind of grieving in private? Are you showing out and doing things that you normally wouldn't do? Tell me in the comment section below. Just let me know how you guys, because I feel like we could help each other. Like, you can help me and I can help you. And I hope this video has actually helped someone. Yeah, I'm just gonna put on my jewelry a little bit. But so this is my complete makeup look, guys. And yeah, so it's done. And if your mom is still alive and you haven't talked to your mama, call your mama up. Actually, no, don't call her up. What I want you to do is, I would like for you to go see your mom and put your arms around her. Hug her. Tell her that you love her. If your mom has passed away, then you need to go to the cemetery. Go visit your mom. Tell her that you miss her and you loved her and she just meant the world to you. Because guys, that's what I do. I talk to my mama. Those are the type of things that will help you. If your mom is deceased and she's passed away, having conversations with her. That's really, you know, like when I'm in a pickle, I will say, Mom, what do I do? Now, granted, she's not gonna say anything back to me, but that was part of my routine. Like, if I was in a bind, I'd be like, Mama, what you think I should do? What, you know? And so that routine aspect is another thing that's helping me to get through my grieving process. Like, I know my mom is gone and she's not gonna ever come back. I know that. But I just feel like sometimes, you know, I don't know, y'all let me know if y'all think the same way. But I think they can hear us. I want to say that, you know, at some point they hear us saying we love them, or at least God will tell them, hey, well, he's not going to tell them that. The inner child in me wants to believe that God will tell my mom I love her when I say my prayers. And you know, it's weird, guys, when you're thinking about grief and you're thinking about the things that you now have to live through. It's like, now I feel like I have to pray harder for my boys, because whereas I may have forgotten to pray one day, my mama never did. My mama never forgot to pray. And so I know that they was always, it's like weird, the things that you think about now that you really wasn't thinking about, you know, before the passing, or even it just never crossed your mind. And like, now I make it a point to say my prayers, to go to church every Sunday, unless I'm traveling. But just laying around in the bed, not going to church, Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Gotta go to church. Mama always wanted you to go to church. So it's like now the things that she has instilled in me, the things that she has taught me, now that she's gone, those things are more at the forefront of my mind. And it's like, you have to do those things because your mom would want you to do them. And so I told my sisters at the beginning of the year, I said, hey guys, I'm trying to be a little bit more like mom. And because my mom was a very giving person, a very kind person. She was a peacemaker, and she always made sure that, like, she started the food pantry at the church. Anytime somebody was in need, my mama always gave, and we'd be like, Mama, why are you giving to these people? I remember us being little, and even my grandmother, her mother was like this, like, why are you always, every time you see somebody on the corner, why are you always giving to that person? Like, they're just gonna go buy some beer or whatever. And one time a guy even had, I'm not gonna lie, I just want a can of beer. Can you help? And my mama still gave. And so my mama said that when she was a little girl, her mom told her, you never know when you're entertaining an angel. I will make it a point to give to people. It's just little things like that you never really thought about before the passing. And now that your loved one is passed on, that you really, really, really focus on those things and you try to do exactly what they told you to do, or you're a little bit more willing to do those things. So guys, that's the end of this video. I hope this video has helped you guys. It's actually helped me being able to talk about my mom's passing and how I'm kind of going through the grieving process. This video was a hard one for me. I did this because there are so many people out there that are suffering with loss right now. I just wanted to come on and do a video like this because grief is very, very hard. It's different for everyone, but find peace in knowing that your loved one is still in your heart, still in your memories. And so I will see you guys in another video. If you haven't already, please go back and watch my Mother's Day tribute to my mom video. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, lovelies.